So who's telling your story? Um, my suggestion is that you and your school community develops a story, tells the story, and make sure that the communication is clear. Because if you're not telling your story, somebody else will.
Why is telling your story important? As a leader of a campus, there's no one that understands your campus more than you. There's no one that shares the same passion, the same desires. There's no one that does everything that you do to make your campus successful. Similar to what was said at the very intro, if you're not telling your story, someone else will. And we're in a day and age now where there's other options out there for students. Public education is constantly attacked, whether it be from Washington or Austin. There's always people looking to put public education down when they really don't understand what we do every day. So for those people that are outside telling that negative story, we need to be there with a positive voice, talking about all the amazing things that are happening. Success looks different for every one of our kids. It's not going to be predicated based upon a test score. It's not going to be predicated based upon a letter A, B, C, D, E, or F. It's going to be about what we say it is. And the only way we're ever going to truly change the vocabulary, the verbatim, whatever it is that people are saying about public education is if we step up and tell the stories of the great things that are happening in our public schools.
So are you a storyteller or a story doer? Well, what's the difference? Telling your story is important, but following in the footsteps of that story and doing it are more important. It starts with you as the principal, modeling the behaviors that you want to see across your campus and sharing that conversation with people throughout the day, whether it's in a PLC meeting with teachers, with students in the hallway, with parents in your community, or even other resources across your community. By doing your story and not just talking about it, people will see that it is important. That people will see that you are having an expectation across your campus and that being a part of it is more than just the words that you say. So make sure that you're doing your story and not just telling people about it. Through your actions, you'll model more and you'll show more of your emphasis of what you want your school to accomplish on a daily basis.
So who should be telling your story? That is a shared responsibility amongst everyone in the school community. You have an obligation and responsibility to ensure that everyone does their part to sell the campus, to let everyone know that excellence is happening on their campus. We write the story every day by the actions that we take, by the people that we have conversations with, by the PLCs that we live in. So again, we write our narrative every single day, and so we are responsible for letting our community know that we have high expectations that our campus is the best choice for their students. These parents, they trust that when they send their kids to our campus, that they're in great hands. And so we've got to ensure that these structures are in place to support excellence every single day, and we're helping kids meet their potential at every single level, and that no one ever opts out of learning. Because as our enterprise ensures that these kids are going to be part of the experience that can compete in a global society.
So how do you tell your story? How do you know what to say when somebody asks you, tell me about your school? So you want to talk about your shared beliefs and your values, your vision for the school. You tell where you came from, where you've been, how long you've been open. Remember that you are one of millions of schools. What makes your school different? And you need to be able to articulate that.
So what's the message? I think that's something that you really have to think about as a campus community. I'm at a ninth grade campus, and part of our message is that big transition experience for students where we want to highlight the engaging work happening in classrooms, the future-focused learning opportunities, as well as all of the extracurricular successes. And we also just want to give our sense of community that we're humans working together to make the learning experience better for our students and greater community. So I challenge you to find your message.
So you've just heard from the All-Stars from Table 8, also known as the Ocho. And, it is absolutely vitally important that you catch the sugar packets that are being thrown your way as you emphasize the importance of telling your story. So our story here at Table 8 is we like to have a good time while we tackle the important work that we do in schools with students and families. Simon Sinek says that you start with why, and he goes on to say that people don't care what you do, they care why you do it. And I would take that a step further to say they do care what you do, but only when they have the context of why you do what you do. The paradigm in public schools has shifted. It is no longer that you shut the schoolhouse doors and you lock everybody inside and nobody knows what happens between the hours of 8 and 3:30. We naturally have the opportunity now to open those doors to invite people in to say, come and see the amazing things that are happening with our students. So we encourage you all, as you continue to lead change in your schools, as we continue to move toward the new vision, be active in telling and doing your story on a daily basis. Every interaction that you have is a chance for you to tell that story. Signing off from the Ocho.